Hey.
Chloe. Hi,
Okay. Oh my, I feel like we haven't done a live. I mean, we haven't done our own live because we be over on Jack and Glenn channel, but we haven't been up on a live in a while.
just us. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's been a long time. I don't think. I'm
I,
trying to remember. It's been a pre panorama. I think.
yeah. I think it was my first year on YouTube. Me, you, and Darlinda did um the Married at First Sight live.
Married at first sight.
Ciao. Whew.
We're gonna have to get. We're gonna have to do me, you, and Darlinda again.
Right.
All ladies first. Well, let's not call it that because that's what Bonnie Blue calls hers. Call it something else.
Yeah, we got to come up with something, but we
Something
definitely
new.
need to do that, right?
Yeah, we need to do that. We need to do that. Big old arm in the way, child. Let me
Okay.
try to get myself situated.
I know. I'm in my room, y'all, so it's blurry because they fixing the ceiling in the living room. So if y'all hear a little drilling and stuff like that, that's just them out there, doing what they doing. So, hey Charlena. So Charlena is actually one of my members who asked me to do a segment on how to get over a breakup. And then I was sitting here like, I don't really know that much about how to get over a breakup,
You
Normally,
lucky. You've been in love for forever.
well, well, yeah, now. But I mean, I did go through a couple actually, I think I only had one hard breakup. So, and then right after that, I met my husband.
Okay.
So I don't really remember like what that process was like. So I can't really, touch on it. But Talisa Rae knows how to help us heal from a breakup. So this is why I invited Talisa Rae up here. Talisa Rae, you could go ahead, introduce yourself, tell them where to find you, your channel, all that good stuff, and then we could just jump into the conversation.
Well, I'm Talisa Rae. Hey, y'all. Hey. I'm a wife coach. That's why I put it there because this is like coaching business. Normally, it would just say Talisa Rae. You can find me everywhere. Just type in Talisa Rae in YouTube. I want to curse. So Google me, B. On Instagram, I am Talisa Rae. Facebook, everywhere Talisa Rae. My website is I am no, it's just Talisa Rae. Yeah, so Talisa Rae, and my YouTube channel is also Talisa Rae. Rae, not Ray. But yeah, that's how you find me. Everywhere. Pretty
Everywhere.
cool. I'm a little dang, I'm trying to think of what that movie say. I'm a little something and a little hip hop. I'm a little soul mixed with a little hip hop. Anyway.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Um, I don't know. Do you want to start? Or
I
you want
can, I can, because the fact that you said I ain't never experienced a breakup. We all done had some breakup, maybe not romantically, intimately, but somebody done broke our heart, a friend done broke our heart, a family member done broke our heart. But the one that sometimes hits us most is when we think we be all in love, and then he be like, "I don't like you."
or he cheat?
Oh, ooh, ooh, did you see me? Ooh,
Oh,
like, or he cheating, or he cheating. You find out that he cheating, and you say, "I like you, but I know my worth and my value. So guess
right.
what? I don't need to be with you." But that don't mean it doesn't hurt, even when he is at fault, because we always think it's something. It's all we always feel like um the moon and the stars and the sun rise and set with them for some reason when the breakup is over. But the fact of the matter is, if you really think about it going backwards, you probably seen signs. You probably felt it coming. You probably was like, God has given us, excuse me, God, universe, spirit, source, Earl, whatever you call him, has given us discernment. We've got, as women, intuition that shows us stuff before it hits us in the face. And it's up to us actually to recognize it and not be like, oh, I don't know, I'm just tripping. Oh, it's just my mind. You know how we do?
Uh-huh.
You know what? We be talking to ourselves. Even when you think about it and your homegirls be like, he's not the right guy for you. He ain't shit. When they start talking like that, we
Mm,
even see it then, but because we have rose-colored glasses on and we want to hope for the best and we want the best from them and we see them as the person that we like, we miss those signs. You know what I mean? Like we miss the fact that, oh no, I saw when it changed. I saw that he wasn't we weren't hanging out as frequently. He wasn't taking me out on dates. He wasn't coming over. We weren't, talking on the phone. Like my midday calls, weren't as frequent. As a matter of fact, they came down to zero because we know people have lives. So with lives, shit happens, things
Right.
change. But when it goes to zero, that's a whole different story.
Right.
So I always tell myself when I'm getting over a breakup, be honest with myself. That's the first thing I want to do is be honest. What did I see? My friends were saying something. If y'all hear noise, it's trash day, and we be at my studio is in my living room. So you might hear the ice cream truck and the garbage truck, and that's the garbage truck right now. And so I just always, the first thing I always do is say, okay, I saw it. I look at I recommend that you look at everything, not just from what that person did, but also maybe what you did to contribute.
Right.
Even if it wasn't he cheated. Okay. So now I understand and I recognize, and cheating ain't got nothing to do with us. It's all them. It's all a decision, or us if we the cheater. Okay, because I ain't finna act like I'm above reproach. Because I didn't cheat it in my lifetime. So I ain't finna act like I haven't. So we have to recognize the part we play. And if it is recognizing that I missed it. But after we recognize what happens, give yourself some damn grace. Y'all know what grace is? You know what grace is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Give yourself grace. We be hard on ourselves. Like, why I didn't see it? Why me? Why whatever? I don't know. Some of y'all, I know. Some of y'all is raising sunshines too. And so I tell the story about after I lost my husband. My husband is a whole different that's a heartbreak kind of breakup, but that's a whole nother story. But I talk about the relationship after my husband passed. I like this man, like, oh my God, head over heels. Like, I just knew he was the one. Like, he ticked a lot of the boxes. But what I forgot is that I was grieving. And so I missed a lot of the signs that said that he ain't shit. You ain't shit. A lot of my friends didn't think he was shit. I knew somebody he dated, but we weren't friends. Like, we were friends. I knew her as an acquaintance through a friend, and I was gonna leave him alone until she said, "Well, you can have him if you want him. I mean, if you think you can have." Oh, so she shouldn't have said that, because then now, hello, I almost feel like it's a threat. Like, are you?
The Virgo came up out of you.
Yeah. What are you doing? Like, you challenging me? Do you know who I am? Like, the sun and the moon and the stars does set with me. So I don't. They rise and they set. You don't know who you fooling with. Right. So I ended up dating him. Had a good time. I think so. Transparency moment. Sex with my husband wasn't always exciting. It was regular. It was what did Elizabeth call it? Plain vanilla sex. Oh yeah. No.
Plain Caucasian.
Caucasian sex.
Caucasian sex.
That's what it was, and we ain't Caucasian, okay? It was just like, and so when I met him, it was thrilling, and that was one of the things that probably had my nose wide open. But some time passed. He ends up telling me that he didn't think that I was over my husband. Right. I see where this is going. I really love you. I care for you, but I don't want my heart broke. So I don't think you're over your husband. Right. And that's actually about around the time I had started my YouTube channel. And I had said some things, and I guess part of those things was his way out. People be looking for a way out. Right. Well, let's fast forward a little bit. And he tries to come back. I date him, I hang out because I loved him, right? I was crying in a ball, like, Lord, why me? Like, why? I don't understand, like that kind of crying. Yeah. Honey, come to find out, he was getting engaged when he came back. He had gotten engaged. Yes, honey. He got engaged, okay? He got engaged. And they were to be married that same year. So he broke up with me, let's say in November of 2016. In January of 2017, I found out he was getting ready. He got engaged. In August of 2017, he got married. So not only did I get my heart broke, but
Oh
I
my.
also you had to be dating this woman the whole time you were dating me. But then
Right.
you wanted to come back and have me be the chick on the side. I'm not.
Wait, he wanted to come back once he got married?
Still to this day, he still be like, "Hey, how you doing? I miss you. I think I made a mistake. I chose wrong." No, you chose right. You chose right, because I can't see myself being in a relationship with a man who would, because I ultimately you would be going after that woman the same way, right? Now we got different kind of sauce. My sauce is spicy. Hers might could use a little more seasoning. So
Mm.
she's a little more plain, and I think a little more naive, and she's not from California, so she doesn't have and know the connections of the people that are not. So I know what you're doing.
Mm.
I would have eventually figured out that you out here being a whole asshole.
Yeah.
So I say all of that to say I did, when he came back in January, I did start dating him again, but I was like, something's not right. Where you would normally spend the night and we would hang out, now you're leaving. And I was like, you move like a man in a relationship. And he
Mm.
laughed and was like, "Oh, how so?" I was like, "I'm not going to tell you how. I know. I feel it in my spirit." Then we go into detective work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then
Mm-hmm.
I found out that he was engaged and that, he was about to be married. And so all that did was send me into another spiral. First, now you broke up with me. Now I'm in another spiral of, why didn't you choose me? Right? Like,
Like,
even though
why
I had,
if you wasn't good enough?
like, I wasn't good enough. Like, I had
Mm-hmm.
done all this work to heal from my husband and to love myself. And then now here I am in this space, like, I'm not good enough. Oh my God. Why not me? Why her? Like, it took me another little minute to work through, I'm the shit. Like, I know that, but because I cared for him so much, it made me doubt myself and who I was.
You know what? That remind me of, the Cardi B lyrics when she says, you got me looking at myself, you got me looking in the mirror different because you inconsistent.
Yeah.
Like, you look at yourself and you start to feel like, what is it about me that's causing this to happen? Like, is it my fault? What can I do? What can
What
I
can I
change?
do? Yes. Absolutely, Chloe. Absolutely. Because I did start thinking it was me. It
Mm-hmm.
ain't me. It ain't maybe it could have been a little bit of me, but it wasn't me. I mean, I'm not the one that got married. Okay? I'm not the one that went and got a whole ass fiance. I would to this day, I used to call her fiance. Like, how how you got a fiance. Like, she's not your fiance if you're over here trying to
Right.
holler at me, like, literally, and still you're married to this day and you still send me messages, and I'm going on vacation and I'm really thinking about you. I love you. You're always gonna have a place in my heart. Can I come and see you? Can I take you out?
Well, can I ask you a question?
Ask me.
If he didn't get married, right? If he didn't have a girlfriend, or well, a fiance, and got married, do you think that you would have taken him back? Because I know a lot of women deal with that,
I would
like,
have.
not to the extent, right? We go
Yeah,
right back.
I would have. I probably would have, because his logic was that he didn't think I was ready, right? That he thought that I was still grieving, and that he felt, what he said was, "I feel like I'm competing with your dead husband. Like,
Mm.
you're comparing me to him, and I'm competing with him." Now, him and I had sat and talked about my marriage, so I don't understand how he figured he was competing. We talked about the things that I was unhappy about.
Mm.
And so honestly speaking, yeah, I would have been back, girl. I would have taken him back. I told you I was, when he came back initially, I was like, okay. I was like, hanging out, got me a little piece, because sex was one absolutely mind blowing. Like, yes, I did. So had I not done that detective work, I probably would still be I wouldn't be still looking crazy, because it would have come out eventually.
Yeah.
But I would have taken him back. Yeah. Yeah. But I feel like during that process between November and January, what I had sat and done with myself and how I had moved forward, I
Mm.
think that God, Spirit, Universe, Earl was like, we're not going to let you go through this again. Let me slap you in the face real quick,
Mm-hmm.
get your feelings hurt real quick, and move forward. And so now looking back though, I be like, I don't even know why I liked him. Like, you ain't even cute. Like, and I do actually know why I like him. So um I'm always like, I like a reformed thug. At least I used to be like, I like a reformed thug. Okay. Listen, I like what I like. When I was growing up, drug dealers is my favorite thing. So, after my husband passed, I wanted something different. I wanted a man that was, educated and professional and, had degrees.
Yeah.
So coming off of losing my husband and meeting this man that had checked all those boxes, was fun too. All these things. I was like, oh, okay. I wanted to try something different. And he was the exact opposite of my husband. So I know what it was. The appeal of it. He was tall, like he had them thighs I like because he used to be a football player in college. So he still had them football thighs. So I was like, yes, God. Like I really was feeling like, and I should have known better. It was too easy. It was too easy. And it was probably because I was just really open and really looking back, I realized I had a void I was feeling. You know what I mean? Husband not in my bed anymore. I didn't have that safety, that comfort, and he just kind of came in and filled that spot.
Right.
But now, today, when I look at him now, and it's funny how we look back at people. I just say to myself, I would never. Why would I ever? How could I date this man?
Right.
Because he wasn't it. But the one thing I did, I did a lot of journaling. Because after my husband, okay, so for those that don't know, when my husband passed away, I realized I wasn't the best wife.
Mm.
I was not the best wife at all, like at all. Like mean, spiteful, hateful, like I was not the best wife. And what I realized is that it wasn't him that I didn't like, it was me, right? It had nothing to do with him. There were things, of course, that he did that I did not like, but I didn't love myself enough to um recognize that it was a downfall. Let me see. How do you not fall into the trap of still messing around after a breakup? Because a lot of people together, but they not together, if that makes sense. Show do make sense also. It show do make sense. Um
That's the
Here's
hardest part. That's hard.
it's really hard not to go. It's really hard not to go back. So in talking to a couple of my clients, give yourself grace because and that's always the first thing I say. We are human. We have emotions. We have feelings. But part of the assignment is you didn't want to be with him, right? Or if he didn't want to be with you, whatever it is, y'all felt like the relationship, you guys could not move forward together and it be happy and successful.
Right.
So I always say journal that. Write down what it is that you don't like to remind yourself of why I'm not with this person. There are some specific reasons that you can think about of why he's disrespectful, right?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't see your worth. He's a cheater. He degrades you, belittles you, whatever the thing is, he's disrespectful. Did I say it already? I think
Yeah.
I did, but that's a big one. And really kind of like name those things if you can name those out loud. It's a way to go back and look. So put it in your phone. It's a way to be like, I don't want to be in this situation. I'm not happy. I am a priority. I'm going to put me first. And this situation, no matter how bad I feel about being by myself right now, because that's really what it boils down to. We're trying to figure out how to be single again.
Right.
I don't want to be alone. How are we going to be single again? She always listening. Always look, she always listening.
I think a lot of women struggle with that after a breakup, and which is why we usually go back, right? because we feel lonely. You get so used to being with someone, or or in their presence, or having that communication, especially when you're loyal. They're like the only person you talk to and things like that. So as soon as all that stops, you instantly get to a place where it's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do right now. I don't know who I'm supposed to talk to right now. I don't have nobody to come cuddle with me. And you eventually just fall back into what's comfortable.
Come on, husband.
So he ain't falling back into nothing from a man, right?
Right, right. But they be more emotional than us. Don't let them lie to don't let them lie to you. I need to turn my phone. Somebody act like they want to talk to me. I just have to make sure no seed of mine to make sure they all right. But yeah, it's basically one of the things I say that's important is remembering why did that relationship end. And sometimes we go back in the relationship because the person is telling us, I've changed. I'm a different person. I've worked on it, and I'm big on evolving, right? I'm big on people making changes because I done made several changes in my lifetime. So I believe people can do that. So if you one of those people that decide, you know what, I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna do it again. Remember the reason why you left, and is that thing that he or she said, did they change it? 9 times out of 10, no, because it's only been 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 6 months, hell, a year. That ain't enough time for that character flaw, for them to have worked through that character flaw. They're probably still that same person, and you are going to put yourself back in the spin cycle and go around and around and around and around and around. It's a no for me. Like, I have a girlfriend who says, I don't go backwards. I don't go backwards. I'd be like, woohoo! Because I didn't went backwards, looked in the rear view, turned around, went in reverse. I was like, ooh, that's you evolved. Like, I've done it. I'm not above reproach. But now when I'm looking in the rear view, I'm also looking at what those things were that hurt me. I'm also saying, what does my happiness look like? And was I happy with this person? Did they bring me joy? Were they adding to me and not subtracting? And that's always a big thing. Are they adding value to you? Because how people be like, oh, I'm a whole ass person. Okay, well, we constantly evolving. We are whole and working towards being healthy all the time. But I don't need you to complete me. I just want you to add joy. So are we doing things that I like? Are you supportive? And if the person that we liked and didn't, that we liked isn't making those moves forward, then what are we doing? What are we doing? I don't know how many of y'all journal. Like, journaling is big. Do you journal? Do you journal, Chloe?
I used to. And sometimes I do now, to remind myself where I'm at in this space. So that if I ever get back in that space, I can reflect, and then I can say, I've been here too many times. And I know. And I write down how I feel, and I dates and everything, and I lock them. And I lock them away, because when I go back into that feeling, I usually sometimes go to those notes to see if I still feel the exact same way in the exact same situation. And then that helps me just, realize, what am I doing in that process? Oh, am I keeping myself in the same cycle? It's kind of like how, you get sick every year.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I'm about to get sick. I know it's coming. And then you look at a Facebook post and it's like, oh, I'm sick. And you like, oh, I was sick this time last year. It just helps you, keep track of your feelings and your emotions. And like sometimes you get seasonal depression and stuff like that, because sometimes we mix it all in together thinking that it's one thing when it's another. I know when I was dating my ex that I caught cheating on me right before I met my husband, I was really hurt. So my first initial thought was to go back to my whole phase, right?
Yeah.
So like, I'm going back to the streets. Like, I want to find this one, that one, this one, that one, and out here. Like, I'm not settling down. I tried that. It got me nowhere. I'm not doing that. And I was in that mindset. And I actually almost missed out on my husband because of that. Because he slid in my DMs that same day that I caught my ex cheating. And I was just like, I'm out here for the streets. So I'm entertaining him, but not really entertaining him, but just doing it for fun. Ain't nobody slid in your DMs. And it just, I got to the and I was so focused on going back to him. But this is what helped me get over him. When I would get around him, I would just look at him in disgust. Like, a part of me wanted to go back to him because it was familiar. But then when I would see him, I would think of all the emotions, all the lies, all the cheating. And then I would have conversations and I start playing back incidents. And I would start having those conversations like, so this time when this happened, was this the truth? Did you really go here? Did you really do that? And when I found myself just always being miserable when I got around him, not when I wasn't with him because I wanted to be around him.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I found myself always being miserable or uncomfortable or always second guessing myself. Oh, am I holding in my stomach right? Oh, is my makeup right? Is my hair right? Like, I couldn't be myself because I felt insecure. And I realized that it just wasn't me after going back.
Yeah. It didn't add joy. So you did two of the things that I just said. You reminded yourself of what was the reason for the breakup. He's a cheater. He's a liar. You're recanting all this stuff. You're taking yourself down the lane of unhappiness. Go
Give me
ahead.
1 second. I gotta find my key so my husband go pick up my daughter. I'll be right back. You can
Okay.
finish. I'll be right back.
No, I'm gonna read some comments. Listen, I'll be over here acting like this my channel. Okay, all 5,000 and some odd of your subscribers. Hello. Never wanted to feel like that. I would be out before I got like that. I'm glad that you feel that way. And I think when I don't know, maybe when I was in my 30s, I said the same thing. And then here I am. I found myself in a space of trying to make something work. A comment on my channel last week, I want to say it was. She said, Black women are always taking up for Black men or something like that, like taking up space, holding the space. Like, I don't know. Okay. We always doing something. And I just realized that we're always making excuses for them. We're always covering for them. We're always holding them up. But if the shoe was on another foot and you cheated on your man or you was deceitful or disrespectful, they be ready to kill you and be out. Be with a man who tells you to stop sucking your stomach in, not one who have you to suck it in for. You have to suck it in for. Yeah. Hey, Cliff. Hey, Mr. Washington. Y'all don't call you Cliff. Hey, Mr. Washington. What else y'all say? Y'all, okay, so just in case y'all know, you just joined us. Chloe went to go and find her keys. Does anybody have like a question? We got to ask ourselves hard questions. Well, I'm going to go ahead. What about the phrase, the best way to get over an old man is get under a new one? Listen, before we started this live, Chloe had said that exact statement. Now, it is going to be a temporary fix. It is going to be a temporary feel-good situation. But if we aren't dealing with the issues at hand, the baggage that we may have carried into something else, we're just going to keep seeing that in someone else and seeing that in someone else and seeing it. So if he's financially irresponsible and you decide, I'm going to just go date this other man, he been waiting because, they claim, that women have somebody in waiting. Okay. We not really like men. Some of us are, but we really not. The fact of the matter is, if you don't deal with the fact that you didn't like his financial irresponsibility, you're going to be looking at your new man and saying, oh, I bet you do the same thing. Like he 2 days in a row go out and buy y'all dinner, and you looking at him like, oh, he's financially irresponsible because you've brought that in to the old relationship. Mm-hmm. So also had just asked, the same thing you just said before we got on. What about the statement? the best way to get over one is to get under one.
I told y'all.
Temporary fix. It's a temporary fix.
I told you right after my breakup, I was like, I'm going back in my whole phase. Like, I want this one, that one, this one, that one.
Well, whole phase, I think, is different. I think whole phase is different because whole phase means I'm dating several, and I don't even want to call it a whole phase because if anybody knows, I'm all for you dating more than one person until if you are a one-to-one relationship until you figure out you both are on the same path. I'm into dating more than one person. I don't call it a hoe. I call it you having a good time and figuring out what you want because you don't necessarily have to have sex with them. You could just be dating them all. Like, I'm all right with it. But I think that's different. I think get under another one is the one person. It's like a one person. And so if you don't deal with the fact that he was a cheater, when you go to the next one, you're going to always be looking at him like, is he cheating? What is he doing? Why he on his phone over there? It's nighttime. The lights is out.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see what's going on. What's your phone buzzing for? Whole time Mrs. Mama talking about, make sure you come by. Make sure you and Chloe come by and make a dinner tomorrow. And I know it's 2 a.m, but I couldn't sleep or because I'm old and I just be up. You know what I mean? Like, what else? Let me see. Somebody else has said something. I don't know. Oh, I think that was. You said I would never. Oh, I did hers. Oh, Mr. Washington is happy to see us together.
I know. We was just saying, like, it's been a while.
It's been a while. Oh, and I was saying before you had left, like, and then about you recognize, like, okay, these are the things that he did that I didn't like, and then not only that, he's not adding joy. It's not bringing happiness to me. So those are two of the things that you did that I recommend that people do.
Right.
Like, why did I leave you?
Right.
Okay. And then I have to remind myself, and am I happy with you?
Yeah.
Am I going to be able to move past it? So when we go back, are we truly forgiving people? Because I always say, if I tell you I forgive you, I can't bring it back. I can't tell you that in 1982 at 6:55, you told me, I can't say it. I forgave you for that. I have to move forward. And it's really a clean slate. And a lot of times that's hard for us to do, especially when we think about people who mistreat us.
Right.
And then I'm big on journaling. So shameless plug, on Sunday, my journal is coming out on Sunday. Y'all can come get it on my website at talisarae.com. And it's just a reminder. The journal is really a reminder about who we are. Just a reminder, get your life in order if it's not, or tweak some things. And if it is in order, you can still buy it and give it to somebody else. Okay. Like, hello.
Okay.
Like, let's not even pretend. Who's it? Not the Miss Creative girl. It don't be at 6:55, but you be remembering. Remember that last time? Actually, 2 times ago, we be having that kind of memory. Ask Chloe when her husband do something she don't like, how she remembers it. Look at her face.
I remember everything. I can't remember nothing. My memory is shot, but I remember everything when it comes to that man.
Everything. It's just that simple. And then I want to say too that don't be mad at yourself when you be sad and you crying because you broke up and he ain't shit, but it hurt. Like, crying is just a proof that the reservoir is full and it's overflowing and you need to release some emotion.
Yeah.
Go.
I was having this conversation with my husband, right? And
it's the kid. I'm listening.
Oh, okay. It was one of these songs. Y'all know I reference songs with jogs my memory, and it was like go ahead and boss up, get your money, get back in the gym, all this other stuff. I can't remember the name of it. I hear it, but I can't get it out. But anyway, my husband turned to me and he said, "Why do women want to boss up or go back to the gym or start these regimens and do all these things once they are single and not when they're in a relationship?" He's like, why is it when women start to get comfortable, it's like they just lay back, but then as soon as they get single they want to become the best versions of themselves? Like, why couldn't you be that version in that relationship? right? And then I started to think about how it's so true. Like when we get out of breakups, we invest so much energy in ourselves again that we become better versions of ourselves. We start to, lose weight, we start to take better care of things, and we're eating better, and we're just living our best lives. We're happy, we're in our own space. And then it hit me like, well, maybe that man just didn't bring out the best in her. Cause you know how like it's self-care. Sometimes we get so involved or invested in a man that we forget to take care of ourselves. And then once we are out of that relationship, we have no choice but to focus on ourselves again. And I think that a lot of us, when we get in relationships, we get stuck in this other person that we lose sight of ourselves. Even when we have kids, right? We lose sight of who we are. We're not, probably not doing our hair as often as much, probably not getting dressed as much, not getting dressed, but getting cute, doing things, going to eat, going to the movies, just some you time, your friend times and stuff like that. So I think that also leaving a part of healing, when especially from relationships, is to always stay focused on yourself as well, because when you leave that relationship, you still have love for yourself. You can leave knowing that you were the best version of yourself, and that is not you. I mean, sometimes it do be us. I ain't gonna hold you. Sometimes we
I
do cause the problems.
I know people be like, when you get married, two becomes one. That don't make no sense. It's two people coming together with two whole identities, two people who are on the same path. So I can't say I got 2 feet and my 2 feet come together, I'm gonna put on one shoe. You're still two whole people. And so in that, you're right. We lose ourselves and
Mhm.
meld with our partner, and forgetting our own identity and our own autonomy. We have to remember that though we're in a relationship with somebody, and
Mhm.
yes, we are moving collectively together towards a goal, I'm still a whole ass person by myself. I still have goals and dreams and stuff that I like to do. I like to go to the spa. I want to go
Mhm.
travel with my girls. There are still things that I do separate from my mates, my
Right.
spouse, my boo, my bae, right? And so if I continue to do the things that I love to make time to do my thing, but I'm gonna always remember that self-care is the best care. And I'm gonna
Right.
always show up as my best, my most favorite self in this relationship too. I'm one of
Right.
them people that requires alone time. I
Mm.
can't be my best self unless I'm by myself. Okay. For a little while, I can't be with you all the time. You can't be up under me because I'm gonna not like you and I'm gonna be like, it's over. The relationship is done. Why is you so clingy? I know some people like that, but I'm not. I don't like it.
Mhm.
Um, and so I require us to go do things separately.
Mhm.
I love quality time, but I also like my time.
Mhm.
So I have to be with somebody's that understand that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because
because
sometimes we get like codependent, and
Mhm.
that's why we feel so lost without them, and we tend to go back, or we tend to accept things that we normally wouldn't accept because we're not, we're not loving ourselves properly. So I think part of like healing, or even in any relationship, is to always remember that you are your first priority in any relationship, even with your kids, your family, because if you're not your best, you can't be your best for them.
Yeah,
So always remember that you are you first
yeah.
before your wife, a mom, or any of that, because I know sometimes when we get out of those, give me 1 second.
And so she's absolutely right. I was saying it a little earlier that we are our priorities, right? We need to make sure that we put ourselves first, our needs and our desires, not to be selfish, but to be self-full. A guy that I'm friendly with gave me that term because I still was saying selfish isn't a bad thing, but to be self-full, to love on me, to do what I need to go get my nails done now. But I like, manis and petties and facials and massages and scrubs and sleeping until all day if I want to. Like there are things that I like to do that I would like to continue to do. I like to get up and go work out. Y'all might not can't tell, but I like to go work out. I like to go and get it in. It's good endorphins. I enjoy it. So I don't know. I mean, I'm with you. Prioritize us, because I can't pour. What's the stupid saying? I can't pour from an empty cup. So I
Yeah.
need to fill my cup up. I need to be self full so that I can be able to be my best self for everyone. Because I ain't gonna say pour yourself out into other people, because then deplete yourself.
Mhm.
But definitely be full so that you do have enough to share, and continue to keep yourself full as a priority.
Right.
Your people is getting on your nerves today. I see you. Yes, I see
They
you.
they everywhere. I'm like, it's because my cat, they have the living room door open, so my cat was out, and then the cat's trying to go out the front door. So my
Oh,
brother-in-law is trying to bring me back the cat. Then my husband, instead of taking his car, he want to take my car, so he don't want to get gas. So he like, so I'm just like, what are y'all doing? Like, I told y'all, leave me alone.
yeah, I told you I was going to live. Like that. It
Right.
seems like whenever you have something to do, they want your attention. As soon as you get off of here, don't nobody want to talk to you. As soon as they're gonna
No,
leave you alone, so that ain't nobody gonna want nothing. Ain't nobody gonna want nothing.
no, not at all. Um, so what were we talking about? Self-love, self-care. Um, never
I
stop.
didn't mean like stupid, Deja. Meant like, because it's a saying. Like everything's a saying. You can't pour from an empty cup. Anyway, go ahead. Hey, Deja girl. I'm sorry, Chloe. That's what happens when you read the comments.
Yeah. Um, um, but before going into another relationship, I think healing is necessary.
It absolutely is.
But I'm not really sure what healing looks like,
It
right?
looks different for each of us.
Depending on the
So
circumstance.
it's depending on the circumstance, and depending on who you are and how far you were before,
Hmm.
right? Healing looks different, but healing is self-care. Healing is journaling. Healing is doing things, that remembering to do things that you like, dating yourself. Healing is reminding yourself that you are the shit girl. And people, you got people who wish that they even remotely had your smile, your hair, your whatever your favorite attribute is, your entire body. I mean, we've got our own like things that we don't like about ourselves. In healing, we need to work on loving all of ourselves in that
Yeah.
healing process as well. But in the process, you just dote on yourself. Like, do the things. For me, that's what healing looks like. For a lot
Mm.
of my clients, that's what healing looks like. Catering to yourself. First off, cry if you need to, yell if you need to, curse if you need to. That is part of the healing process.
Mm.
The end. Recognizing what you're healing from is part of the healing process. Recognizing what you want, where you want to be, is part of the healing process.
Mhm.
And then taking care of yourself is totally all healing process. But before everything else, you have to be honest. You have to be
Mm.
honest and transparent with you. Do not hide from what you feel about
Yeah.
maybe what role you played in it. Maybe what you settled for. He wasn't no good. I kept letting him cheat on me, and I never left. Right now,
Mhm.
I finally do, and I feel stupid. Don't, you left. Like, that's not a reason to feel stupid. It's not a reason to be embarrassed. We all have done things that we aren't proud of.
Right.
And so when I say give yourself grace, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. That's what I mean when I say give yourself grace. Understand that if your friend is looking at you and she judging you because you was in that relationship too long, tell her keep living. Hers may not look like yours, but it's gonna look like something. You understand what
Mhm.
I'm saying? So I just, it looks like caring for yourself, being honest with yourself about the things. Let's not even just talk about the things you didn't like about the relationship, but how you view yourself. Let's be honest and authentic and genuine with us. That's what we want for other people. Let's be truthful to us about how we view ourselves and what
Yeah.
we think about us. And then we can move forward. Because if I'm looking at myself and I'm saying, oh my God, I'm so fat. I hate this flab under my arm, my sag. And every time I look at myself, I don't like my fupa. I'm feeding that to me. Those
Yeah.
are things that are constantly, I need to recognize that I'm hurting myself and I'm not going to heal. I need to just start looking at myself and saying, this is the body that I chose. This is how I've been eating. This is how I've been living. I had 2 babies that came and nestled on my breast, like, and be proud of who we are. Like, that's the start of healing
Right.
for anybody. Taking a moment and looking at us and rewiring the way we see us, the way we view us, our confidence. Because I'm gonna be honest, sometimes I feel like when these men act the way they do, is because they see that we don't like ourselves.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like they see
They feed off our insecurities.
they feeding off of our insecurities. Those things that, like, we could holler, "Oh, I'm the shit" all day long, but when they see you and you in the mirror and you constantly like, "Oh, I'm gonna change my clothes because my stomach, these pants, oh, look at the tire over the top," and we are being very critical of ourselves. I mean, it's a real emotion, but if that's what we're doing all the time, then why do you think that they don't see anything different?
Mm-hmm. But then they think like, oh well, it's okay. She feels like maybe she can't do better
Right,
to a certain extent. And I
right.
think sometimes as women, sometimes we settle thinking we can't do better.
That comes from insecurities. Why do we settle? We settle because we think we're not good enough,
Mm-hmm.
right? The Miss Creative, she said, tools to use are counseling, getting a mentor, seeking advice, or reading articles or books.
Mm-hmm.
Um, be careful who you seek advice from, right?
And what books you read? Because y'all saw
That
what Lindsay was reading.
I didn't watch it yet. I only watched a little bit of it. Don't
No,
tell
I'm not
me.
talking about last episode. Remember, she said she read the book about you
Oh,
can't have intimacy
yes,
without conflict.
yes, that's what she said. Yes. Okay. Look, I'm all like, not this one. I watched a little bit of it after we had our little chat, and then I fell asleep. But yeah, I'm all with anything that's gonna provide improvement for you. I'm a big advocate of counseling or therapy, but know why you're going. You know, make sure you understand, because there's several different types of counseling. Definitely seek professional help. I'm all for that, the Miss Creative. I'm in therapy right now. I'm always in therapy though.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. Shit, I'm always in therapy. Posting about your breakup on social media, is that a positive outlet?
No.
I just blinked my eyes.
You mean like posting about the breakup, like after it's done and over? I don't know. I mean, I get. I don't
It
know.
depends on how you guess you're looking at it. So, okay. So I don't post about breakups in my relationships in that manner. However, I do share lessons learned. So if you're talking about after you healed and your lesson is down a blessing, I'm all for it. But if you're talking about, he cheated on me, or he a liar, be careful.
I was the best thing he ever had. He gonna
Yeah,
miss me.
all that may be true. I don't feel that that's healthy for you.
Because it's a constant reminder when you go on your social media about that feeling, right?
I feel like anything, if we're healing, we don't want it. We don't want to feed into that vibe of he ain't shit. Because he might not be shit. I'm the best of him. You might be, but that's gonna be evident with his life. I always feel like it's gonna come back on you anyway. You better be doing your healing and your work. You better be praying or talking to your ancestors. You better do something. You better be doing whatever it is you do, because it is gonna come back around to you, especially if you're a good person. I ain't with I'm not with posting my business on social media at all. So I'm the wrong person to ask about that. I might get you barely see the people I date on social media. Like, I be on dates, they be like, "You gonna take a picture?" I got millions of pictures with my booze, okay? But no, y'all not getting posted. Y'all not getting posted. No. Sorry.
But I would say I wouldn't post about breakups on social media only because it gives a false positive, right? If you're not really feeling the post that you're posting, if you're not really feeling the way of the post that you're posting, then it's giving you a false positive or a false perception, and it's not allowing you to heal properly. Because it's like if you're saying, I'm over that part of my life. I'm walking into my new journey, blah, 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 blah. And you're literally laying down in the bed crying. is that really how you feel? Like you're not, it's not beneficial. Anything that you're posting, especially when it comes to your feelings and emotions, should be transparent but also sacred. So I wouldn't even go to the extent of posting, because what you're trying to do is show, just prove to the world that you're okay, and deep down inside you're not okay. And then that's how people fall into a depression, because the world thinks you're okay, and now you feel like you can't express those emotions because you've been posting all these positive feeds all day long. And then you feel stupid to cry in someone's arms after you done put out um a, a, a false sense of happiness. That makes sense.
Yeah, at first it didn't, but I got where you was going. I did. I got where when you first started. I was like, I'm gonna have to get clarity. I don't know, but I understand. I got where you was going. Because yes, you at home and you're feeling away and you posting something different. That's even with the people who, you know how the saying, check on your strong friends.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that is. I'm the
Yeah.
strong friend, so check on me, but I'm not posting. Like, so I used to do on my Instagram, and I'm gonna bring it back. My baby, let me tell you, or my Truthful Thursdays. My son says I need to bring that back too. But if I'm posting, but I could be feeling away. But what I'm posting about 9 times out of 10 is something that I've already healed from.
Mm-hmm.
But check on your strong friends, because I'm surely not gonna, if I'm not feeling my best self, I'm not gonna be posting. That's why my stuff be late right now. Because I'm not, I feel good, but I'm not my best self. I'm
Right.
still I'm still grieving over a loss. So it takes me a minute to get to the space. And so I'm not going to be pretending like, I'm everything's okay. And I'd be crazy. I need to rest. I need to cry. I need to be alone. So, yeah. Yeah. I thank you, Miss Creative. Thank you. I low key be laughing at myself though. Low
It's
key.
definitely real. Definitely real. Okay, and relatable.
Yeah, I try my best to be as
Transparent.
genuine and transparent as I can, because that's how people heal, knowing that they're not alone, right?
Mhm.
Sharing your testimony is what they would call it, at church. You share your testimony so that people can know, oh, if God can do it for that person, they can do it for me too, right?
Yep.
So it's the whole, I see, and you don't feel alone.
Mhm.
So a lot of my ray of sunshines come in my inbox and just tell me how they feel, or I'm not feeling my best, or what do you think about this? Now, I don't be giving away free advice, but I do. Like, I don't want nobody to be sad, and and I just want them to know that you aren't alone. You aren't the only one that has made foolish mistakes, have had financial difficulties, been with the wrong man, like, weren't happy with what you look like, feel like. It's
Mhm.
a real thing. And people who pretend like it's not, like they never
Mhm.
go through anything, it's unrealistic.
Very. Very.
Yeah. Oh no, Deja, you ain't lying. Because all the curse words I be, wanting to say, and all the crazy stuff I want to say, I be like, oh, you can't say that. Too late,
Oh,
that curse word came out, but that's not too bad.
that's the only I'm surprised that I feel like when I go on YouTube, I feel like I'm around my mother sometimes, right? Because
She watches.
no, not even, but like I curse. And
Mhm.
I barely ever slip up when I'm on YouTube. But when I'm like home, it's so easy. Like it's like when my mom around, I don't curse. It's like it's just a turn
Automatic.
off, turn on thing. And I was just like, I always sit there like, I wonder how I don't slip up. But as soon as I put the laptop down, I'm like, blah, 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 blah. It's just a weird
No,
thing.
it's not weird, because honestly, I've had several people come on my channel and say to me things like, "Oh my God, I really like your personality, but you curse too much." Oh, so listen, and I say, I'm sorry that you can't relate. There are a lot of people out here that don't curse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I try not to, because I can curse like a sailor. So I try
Yeah.
not to make it a barrage of curse words, but maybe, make my words colorful with a F
Every
bomb,
now
or,
and then.
you know what I mean? Like, it's not my intent to offend, but when when I'm talking and expressing myself about these
Comes
stupid
out.
shows, like wait till I see Elijah Wan. I know my heart when I get to talking on this, I know I'm probably gonna say all kind of crazy stuff. The way you was talking last night, Chloe. So it's
Oh
just
yeah.
me being myself. Like that's my niche, right? People have
Mhm.
that's mine, just to
Yeah.
be myself. Like I'm not for everybody.
Nope. Nope. I mean, it's too many of us for all of us to be for everybody.
Mhm. Mhm. I
It's
have
the
found
Virgo
myself
energy
even
though.
saying, yeah, I have been, I have found myself saying things like, oh, okay, well, Darlinda doesn't curse, Chloe doesn't curse. Like there are people who I curse. If this is not for you, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to offend, but there's somebody out there for you.
You're right.
Thank you for your 15 minutes, because in order for you to get to where I curse, you had to at least watch for 15 minutes.
And you had to at least get a little down the line.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So
Um, I mean, y'all gonna have any other questions when it comes to like healing in a relationship or getting over a breakup? Anything specific that you want to ask while we're up here? I just know that sometimes we need to be the ones breaking up. Okay. I just say that sometimes we need to be the
stay in
ones
a
to break
relationship
up.
longer than we need to.
Right. We wait until they break up with us, which causes us more heartache and pain.
Oh, child.
Sometimes, as soon as we start to realize what's happening, we need to initiate the breakup, and that will help us heal better, knowing that we made the best decision for ourselves and not someone made that decision for us. Because that's when we start to feel the sense of rejection. And rejection is a hard pill to swallow, which is why you always feel like, okay, now he want me back, I'ma go. Oh he couldn't live without me. Oh, I see, he's back. And in all actuality, he's just playing with you because that's what he can do, because he know he can do it. So sometimes I'm just gonna say we need to start initiating the breakups when necessary, instead of waiting for them to pull a plug.
Look, all I'm doing is nodding, like, because you're right. You're absolutely right. And then I have this thing. Somebody asked me once some years ago, why'd you stay in that relationship so long? Because I was hopeful. You know what I mean? Like we with somebody and we see good. We know what the people are capable of, and so we're hopeful. I'm hoping that he'll go and get a better job. I'm hoping, you know what I mean, that I see it. I can see glimpses of it, and so that hope holds us hostage. Shit, let it go.
Oof, that
Let it
hope is
go.
something
That
serious,
hope,
okay?
that hope be having us, honey. It's a no for me. I don't wanna hope anything. I wanna be able to I want it to be actualized. I want to see it.
Especially like in the certain range, I should say, because like early 20s, it's okay to have a little hope, right? But like I'm in my 30s, right? So when we start getting them in them, upper in age, it's like I don't have time to be playing with you trying to get your life together right now. Okay, either you there or you not, or you almost there. Okay, like you midway there, and I can see the actual step happening.
Yeah.
Um, uh, but I don't I would literally just say, don't wait for them to break up with you, y'all.
Listen, and I'm in my 40s, Chloe. And so the one thing I know that has helped me, um, somebody mentioned, I asked on my channel, what's your 5 non-negotiables? What are your deal breakers? What are your boundaries? What are your expectations? And the moment that they can't meet them, because you should be talking about those, as soon as you really feel like, oh, I'm seeing you more often, them conversations should be happening. So you should
Mhm.
be understanding that they're going to disrespect your boundaries, that they're not going to, the moment you start seeing them, like, I told you that I don't like this, or this isn't how I operate. Like, I'm not one to be, good example, I don't want to be standing outside yelling and cussing and fighting with you out in public. That's a deal breaker for me. I
Mhm.
don't want you just going off on the handle, because for me it's a trigger. And so
Mhm.
now we out here acting like two fools. Like, I don't want to do that. So and the moment for me it looks like that's happening, I get to bow out gracefully. I get to say, well, I've mentioned to you that this isn't how I operate. And it seems like it wasn't a one-off. This is
Yeah.
a recurring thing, and it's not healthy for me. So I think I better let you go, because I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. No. So I really believe, I really think that we should be saying goodbye. And in saying goodbye, um, that means we know what we want. We have boundaries, expectations, non-negotiables. Charlene, being 53, this is the first time I broke up with someone, and it was the best thing for me. But letting go has been difficult. But thank you for the wisdom and encouragement. It's not, who said it? I think it was Marvina. Says it doesn't really get easier because you have feelings for people. But what happens is I understand my value and my worth. Like I know what I want and who I am, and this isn't aligning. So
Yeah.
though it's not easier to break up with them, the healing is faster.
Yeah.
You
And
understand that
always
it was
remember that you're not going to be hurt forever. It's kind of like, you know how when you had your first love and you like, I love him. And then you break up and you felt like everything crashed and then you over it. And then you had another relationship. I love him. And then you over it and you in another relationship. So just know that that heartache, that love for that person can always be there. But the in love part will eventually go away. The
yeah.
hurt, the pain, all that will eventually go away. And like you said earlier, I be looking at him like now, like, I liked
Mm.
you. Like,
What was that about?
yeah.
When you say that, I think about my first love. Um, I didn't get over him for years, and you know how I know? Because I was mean. Like I used to bake from scratch. Bake. He'd be like, "Make me a cake." I didn't make a cake again. My son is 25. I didn't make a cake until he may have been like 20. Like I knew I hadn't really healed because making a cake or cookies from scratch was a trigger, right?
Mhm.
Like I think that for me, he was the one that actually broke my spirit and made me think that I wasn't who I am.
Mm,
So I had to really recover from that even after my husband passed. Like I said, you got to be honest and transparent with yourself about what the things are. He came to he came to visit my son a couple months ago. Everything was fine, was kikiing and ha, and then all of a sudden I felt like he was trying to um negate my parenting skills, or and I next thing I knew, I had went off.
mm,
Like he was like, "Oh, so you gang banging?" I was like, "Have I cussed you?" He was like, "Well, your actions are." Next thing I knew, I was like, "Oh, blackout! I'm gonna go in the house. I'm gonna go in the house before I have to
yeah.
go get Esther, and we be out here and the police be called because there's still something here that you're triggering me with. Like you haven't supported me with my helping me raise my child. He was gone. What they say, he was on vacation
Mhm.
for a really
Mhm.
long time. And so you don't get to tell me about how to raise my child or what's best. He might be 25, but he's still mine. So what I realized is that that's still a trigger. So I've been healing and talking to my therapist about what he triggers, uh that trigger that shocked the shit out of me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We still could get triggered. I
Yeah.
mean, breakups never get easy. They never get easy. They just never do. No matter how old you are, how long they last. Once your heart is involved, it's game over. Once your
Breakups
heart is
are not
involved,
easy.
yeah. Once the
They are
heart,
not easy.
I don't think they ever will be. Even if the hurt is still real, because you like even if you know that you need to go, a part of you're still grieving. It's grieving. It's a loss.
It's a loss. You've invested yourself in something, in someone.
Mhm.
You spent time with someone, got to know someone, gave a piece of your spirit to somebody. So it's never gonna be easy.
Yeah.
But it can be manageable. It can be manageable. Always just prioritize. We go back to being self-full and prioritizing ourselves.
Hmm. And every day will get easier and easier and easier, and then eventually it won't even hurt anymore.
Eventually you'll be like, it's the you'll no longer say I hate him. It'll be I'm indifferent, because that's the real testament of being healed and over someone is I'm indifferent. They can come in and I can say hello and sit and have a conversation because I don't feel anything. I'm not
Mm.
mad at it or anything. I think that's my son trying to come in, thinking he can't come in.
That's what happened to me when I ran into my ex that cheated on me. I went to a club with my friends and he was in there and I went over, I saw him and like in passing because it was a bunch of people. And I had a feeling I was gonna run to him. I don't even know how I had a feeling. And then when I saw him, I was like, oh hey. And I went and I gave him a hug or whatever. And he's like to his friend, like, you remember Chloe? You remember her? Like, and then soon as I was like leaving, he's like in my DMs, in my DMs. And I'm just like, no, like boy, what you thought this was? Like, and and then he got mad and blocked me. So I guess I really got to him the fact that I wasn't all over him like I would have normally been, or still like fiending for his attention like I used to when I had first broke up with him and we were running, because I was a clubber. So we was always in the clubs. And when I would run into him, it was always like, trying to be extra to get his attention, go over and dance on him, be this, that, and the other. But this time I was just like, hey, keep it moving. And he was all in my DMs and I would not respond, like message after message after message after message. And then he blocked me. And I was like, good. I just laughed. I was like, ha ha, good for him.
Right. For a moment though, because I be thinking about people that have blocked me. For a moment, I'd be like, oh, they blocked me?
Now I can't spy no more.
I don't be really wanting to spy. I be wanting them to see how much life I'm living. Like, I don't even care what you're doing, but I want you to see what I'm doing and how I moved on. You blocked me? How dare you? And then I'd be like going by my business. Why would you block me? But somehow they still know what you're doing. Somehow they still know.
Of course.
I was reading the last comment. Oh my OMG, my ex. Listen, all the exes.
All the exes. Remember, they always try to come back, baby.
They always try to come back. They always try to come back.
When they want a second chance, okay?
Yeah, they do. They, because the fact of the matter is they knew you were a good person when they did you dirty.
Mm-hmm.
They knew they actually did see your worth and your value. They just figured you didn't see your worth and your value. So I'm gonna do you dirty. My husband used to always say, when you get that mouth together, you're gonna be something to reckon with. Like I said, I wasn't the nicest person when I was married. I was not the nicest person. But that was, it was a whole culmination of stuff. But he was right. Once I got myself together, it wasn't just the things that I said out of my mouth. I'm a force to be reckoned with.
Okay.
Honey, listen. And if somebody else don't believe it, that's okay. That's on them. But I'm a force to be reckoned with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then you also, I know we going on and on now, but just because I'm thinking, and that relationship took a lot out of me, because I think that was like one of my real first heartache relationships that hurt me. But also when my thought left me. It left just like that.
It'll come back though. It'll come back. We welcome the thought back. It'll come back.
You were talking about, he said once you get your mouth together, the reckon with.
Reckon with.
Nope, can't remember.
Marvina is saying how her ex moved in the house right behind her. We gotta talk. Her Marvina, on your comment, she was like, my ex moved in the house right behind me. We had a whole conversation about that on my channel with her.
Now he sound like Kanye out here.
Poor Kanye.
Poor Kanye.
That's all I got. Because I've been really working on not putting my mouth on Black men, like really trying to say positive things about them. But when they deserve it, I'm going to give it to him. I just feel like he got some other stuff happening. He got a lot happening. He's a genius. That's a hairline from insanity. And I think he might have just crossed. Yeah. He might have crossed over.
Did you watch his documentary?
I'm watching it with my son. I watched episode 1. So he been like, when we gonna watch 2? So I'm gonna watch 2. And I guess 3 comes out or is out already.
The new one came out?
I know. Well, the last one was last week. I don't know if a new one. I don't know what day they come out. But
Yeah.
I only know that I only know for sure two is out, and it's only a
Yeah.
3 series, right?
I think I watched 3. I think it's 3 out, and then it might be 4
Okay,
now. But
okay.
it's really, really, it's like,
I
dang, I miss
liked it.
Kanye. I love it.
I loved it. And when I watched episode 1, I was just like, let me
What
give you
happened?
some grace, right? Because yo, you are brilliant. You really did hustle. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to see the rest of them so I can keep formulating my opinion. But I was just like, your mama. It was your mama. When your lifeline, your umbilical cord left this earth, so did you.
Mm.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Like when she left, and he just was like, and then he got with the with the Kardashians, and I was just like,
Went sideways, right?
I was just like, they can't help you. You need some grounding. They're not
Yep.
so grounded, in my opinion. But what do
Especially
I
since he's
know?
already so superficial. But
Yeah,
that's something totally different.
that's something entirely different, right? And that's why I just sometimes I be talking about people, and I just be like, you know what? But what do I know? Like, I don't know. He's like when I be talking about Paul on Ready to Love. He wouldn't like me, but I don't like him either. So I mean, just like,
Oh, that's what I wanted to ask you. When you first started talking about grieving your husband,
Mhm.
right? You know how they sent AP home for they said they felt that she wasn't healed from her
Mhm.
husband. From
Mhm.
watching that, I felt like maybe she wasn't because she led with that a lot. Didn't flow into the conversation. It was like the beginning of the conversation.
Mhm.
Being someone who lost your spouse, do you feel like she was healed, or do you think that maybe she still had healing to do?
I think that she's going to continue to heal. Like, she's not in a fully healed place, because honestly, I'm not. My husband's been gone 7 years. Like I said, I wasn't the best wife, but every now and again, I get a whiff of his scent, or a
Mhm.
memory comes on, or a song that we used to dance to, and I'd like fall out. And
Mm.
so I can feel it. I can feel it in the back of my tear ducts right now.
Mm.
So I don't think you're never fully healed because they have a place, but I don't think that this was the right process for her, right? I feel like she might be ready to date,
But not love.
not necessarily full on love and start a new relationship. Get into a new whole on. I think she's ready to date, right?
Mm.
Ready to see what's out there. And being married as long as she was, it's a whole new process for her. I think we forget 14 years, I think she said, or maybe they were
Yeah,
14
something
years
like.
apart. It was a long time. And so, you done forgot what it's like to be out here on these streets. So, and your husband was older. So, you being reserved and very mature worked for him. Now she's got to get her feet wet. She's ready to date. Definitely. And AP, I recommend you date like two people at a time.
Not
Two,
not 10.
no, just two people. And it was unexpected. Yeah, Missy, it was unexpected. It was something I was gonna ask about breakups. I was gonna ask them like, um, is your first go to when you break up with someone? Is your go to like curse them out? Like, so I don't want to be with you no more, Chloe. I don't want to be with you no more.
I just got my thought back when you said that.
Okay, good.
Okay. So in my past relationship, it was a lot of toxic arguing. And when I got with my husband, we were dating. I've took that into that relationship, that toxic argument, thinking that that was cute or the thing to do. And so um we have to be aware of what we learn in these relationships that we think is healthy or cute or just how things are supposed to be, because I had in my mind that, oh, we supposed to argue, right? I'm supposed to nitpick, I'm supposed to make things big deals. And I realized that he would start arguments with me so he can cheat. And then I took that thinking that this is just how relationships go into my relationship with my husband in the very beginning, and would cause a lot of conflict for no apparent reason whatsoever. And then turn around and be like, I'm sorry. Because I thought that's how it was supposed to go. So when you said that, it just made me remember, like, you also have to realize that sometimes you have to take those lessons and learn from them. and don't bring them into your new relationships.
Yeah, that's what I had said about the move new one. The best one to get over one is to get under one. What happens is when you get under the new one, you just took something from that old relationship into a new relationship because you didn't really heal from it and understand. All you saw was he was cheating. You missed all the he was argumentative and he was starting fights. And so you go to your next relationship and what happens? I take that toxic energy with me. But fortunately, your husband proved to be a man of great character and dealt with your shit, Chloe.
Woo, child. I mean, I dealt with some of his too, but I mean, and I think that's why. Well, we dated, started real young, so we had a lot of growing to do as individually and then
Mhm.
together. So, but yeah, it was rough. It was really really rough, and I knew that one day. I turned around and I was like, "I'm sorry," and he was like, "You good?" I knew he was over it because the usually it's like like more. And this time he was like, "Nah, you good. You can keep that. Like, you good. It's all right."
You
Like,
keep that energy.
yeah. And I was like, "I'm messing up. What am I doing? Like, I'm gonna lose this if I keep acting like this."
And look at that growth. Like for me, that's a big deal. Like for you to be able to recognize, like, oh, I'm gonna lose this because I keep acting like this, and how do I fix it? That's huge. That's huge. And it always starts with us. It starts with us and how do we correct our behavior? I always say we mimic our partner's behavior. So he was toxic. Guess what? Oh, that toxic that toxic argumentative demon has jumped on me and now I'm toxic and argumentative and jealous or whatever. My husband was jealous. He thought everybody wanted me. Don't even look and say hello because he gonna want to fight you. And I just said, well, you shouldn't have married a pretty woman. But what had happened was some of that spirit jumped on me. I'm not a jealous woman. I've never been a jealous woman. I feel like if you think that that's the relationship for you, or you think that he's for you and you can get him, by all means, that means he wasn't for me. I've never been a jealous woman, but I found that spirit attached to me. And I was like, oh, I don't like how this feels. This ain't it. This ain't it. I'm not doing it. Here comes Stay Tuned Reviews. He is a nut. Thank you, Miss Creative. I appreciate it. I think Chloe is frozen because she just smiling at me. Is she frozen for y'all? Y'all let me know. Or am I frozen and y'all not frozen? Who's frozen? Is it me? Is it me? Oh no, it was Chloe. Okay. It was Chloe. She's frozen. Okay, look at me. I'm all like, wait. And then she just disappeared because she was frozen. So y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button.
Okay.
I was like,
But
is it me? Is it me?
no, I told you they're taking this, they're fixing the ceiling in my living room and my internet's out there. So I think they messed up something. So I connected it to my phone just in case whatever they doing.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God, it's because I'm known for blotchy internet service. So that's I thought it was me. I said I was gonna get me an extender for my living room. But yeah. Well, I was gonna say something, but I did tell y'all to hit the like button and
Oh yeah, hit the like button.
Didn't I tell y'all that? Did I tell y'all that?
I hope they did that.
I'm hoping they did it too. Sure, they did. Look, I want to go look. I want to come off here and go look at YouTube and then bang on y'all if y'all didn't do what she said. Like,
right, don't be treating us like that. Don't do that. Don't do us like that. But yeah, you were absolutely right.
I want to know, was there ever a time that you and your husband, before you got married, broke up and got back together, or were about to break up?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I met my husband when I was 22.
Oh, baby.
So
Yeah.
absolutely. But this is what I was saying before. Like, we were young, right? So our first year of getting together, we literally met each other, had a baby, and moved in together. Like within our first year of relationship, got engaged and everything, right? So I think I'm still learning me. I don't even know who I am at 22. He doesn't even know who he is at 23. And then we turn around, we move out together on our own,
Have a
together for
baby.
with a brand new baby, looking at each other like, I don't even know if I really like you because
Mhm.
too fast.
Mhm.
And like I said, I was toxic. Okay. He never been in a relationship. So you got
Mhm.
someone who's toxic, someone who's never been in a relationship, no, someone who's never had a real girlfriend, and then like you putting two people together with a brand new baby, and we sitting here like, what happened? So of course we went through a lot of things, and we definitely broke up every now and then. We never moved out, right? It was always like breaking up, and I would be petty, right? And post things like, I don't want no one who don't want me. I don't,
Oh,
just
you was Noy. Is that what you were Noy?
okay. And just being petty, and we said some things that I'm sure like we will regret, like we said some things I'm sure we both regret, and like even sometimes to this day, some of the things that we said we still sometimes bring up in conversation because they were hurtful. That's why you got to be very careful about what you say. But when we would break up, it would never be for a long period of time because we were still living together. So it felt it felt real, but not real. Only when like we considered ourselves trying to see other people. That's when it felt real. Cause it was like I would sleep in the bed, he would sleep in the living room. He would text people, I would text people, but then I would still be like, don't be texting people. Like one of those weird awkward situations. Um and it just made well for me, it made me realize that I gotta do better. Like I gotta do better if I want this to work. Because when he expressed some of his concerns for me, because as women we feel like it always has to be our way or no way, right? And we
Mhm.
never really think about how a man feels about things. So it
Yeah,
was like,
still a little while until you figure it out.
yeah.
Until
So it
you
was like,
learn that ain't it. Yeah.
yeah, because the I feel like the quote happy wife, happy life ruins relationships because the man has to be happy too.
Happy house, happy spouse.
Right. So when he would express some of those things about how he felt, I always wanted to combat them. Like, but me. And he like, you're not even listening to what I'm saying. But me. And so I had to extend that grace and realize like I am part of the problem. I'm not easy to deal with.
Come
I
on,
wouldn't want to date me
accountability.
either I wouldn't want to date me either sometimes. Like, what's wrong with me? Okay, like, okay, it makes sense why we are here now, you know? Um, and then you grow and it's a process, and if you want to make it work, you can make it work. But we were young.
Yeah. Come on, accountability. I mean, and that's
Yeah.
that that's definite growth. Like I always recommend for people who think they want to be married, ask them, do you have married friends? Or are your friends single? Because of the simple fact that when you're single and you want to be married, all you really think about is that wedding dress. You're not really thinking about in the wedding day. Go talk to somebody that's gonna be honest with you about marriage. It's not gonna hurt your feelings, but gonna be honest and tell you how much growth had to happen and what they thought it was and what it actually
Mhm.
versus what it actually is. Like so I commend you and I hope your single friends be like, so tell me about and what happened and how so that they can learn and grow too, go in it. Because the fact of the matter is, like you said, both of you were ill experienced or have
Mhm.
um insufficient experience in relationships and had to grow through stuff. So imagine if people are honest with themselves, somebody really shares what marriage looks like, we actually uh, heal and do work so that we can be our best, most favorite self, how many relationships would be more successful? So I'm always happy. Now, let me not say never because I would hate to come on here and be like, I'm getting married. So let me not never say never. But in this stage of my life, I don't think I will get married again. I'm
No.
all for a long term commitment. And I really want you to live in your house and I live in mine. I like
Why?
my space. I enjoy my autonomy. I love my space. Um, I don't at this particular time in my life don't feel like I have room for someone in that manner
Mm,
to be in it with like that. Um, yeah, no. My spirit is free. So I date more than one person. I tell the people that I date more than one person. I
yeah.
tell you that I date this person and I'm dating this person. Can you deal with that? Like, it's a very honest situation when it comes to me now. I do not see myself with one person for the rest of my life.
Oh, wow.
That's today. Who knows? Maybe next year I'll be like, so I changed my mind. Fuck all this. I want to be with one person. No, who knows? I have the
Yeah.
authority to change my mind. But what I've come to realize for me is that one person can't be my everything. For me,
Mm,
I have so many facets of me and so many things that I want to do by myself and with other people. And sometimes, like, I like black men that are adventurous. All black men are not wanting to go kayaking and paddleboarding and skydiving and hiking, but I got one that does. I
yeah.
can't, you know what I mean? So if
Yeah.
I'm dating somebody else who likes to watch movies and listens to music and go to concerts, that's great. That's what we do. But when I'm ready to go jump off the cliff and skydive and go scuba diving, I know that this black man over here, you see, I'm saying black man because they're my favorite. I love them. Okay, they're my favorite. I can do that with him. So
Yeah.
that's just where I am in my life, and it likely has a lot to do with being married before. Um, I think though, I still have there's a little bit of residual healing required for that
Yeah.
relationship too. That might have a lot to do with it, but I just in my life right now, I want to have a good time. And when these kids are gone, I'm probably going to Airbnb or rent my house out, probably quit my job and go just live like a free spirit. So if I'm in
Oh,
your
you
city, I call you. Yeah.
van life, Talisa?
No, not quite, but almost. I'll probably be renting a room, working at coffee shops and flower shops, YouTube, and talking about y'all in this city, come see me. Like, instead of my DIY stuff, like some old hippie lady, like, like literally, I've always been like very responsible.
Yeah.
I don't want it. I don't want it. So as soon as these people that I birthed are all out and very successful, I'm gonna have me a trap phone. Don't call me, I'm gonna call you. And then after you get this phone number and I called you, I'm gonna call you from the
Delete it.
Google number. Delete it, get a new Google number, or give me a new phone. My son said, "Oh, so you're gonna be living like a drug dealer?" I was like, "I am like a drug dealer on the run. Yes, I am." So
You
anyway.
know, I think I'm totally opposite. I think God forbid if I ever got divorced, right? I think I would definitely want to be married again, be in love again.
Oh, I
Um,
definitely want to be in love. I am in love. And with more than one person. But it's just that I don't want, yeah, don't be
really?
yeah, don't be looking at me like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. That's
Very.
another conversation for another day.
A whole nother conversation. And I'm actually letting people in more than I do on my normal channel. So anybody
Wow.
who's over here that's a ray of sunshine is getting an extra little glimpse, you know what I'm saying, of me that they wouldn't necessarily have gotten on my channel.
It's the girl and girl interactions because it's like we're talking, we're just having conversation.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, and
Wow.
if somebody asked me the right question, I would give them the answer, but I'm not like sharing that answer yet. Like, look, Talisa, tell the
Yeah,
details.
right, details. Wow,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I do feel like they say people could be in love with two people at the same time, but I also feel like for me, I feel like if you allow that's only if you allow yourself to be. Because if you're in a monogamous relationship or
Right.
then
One
you
to one.
shouldn't even be allowing anyone else to come in and have a part of your heart, right?
If that's if that's the relationship, if you've decided to be in a monogamous one-to-one relationship, so you always hear me say one-to-one because
Mm-hmm.
that's what that is, a one-to-one versus one-to-many. Um, that's a parameter that you set, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
from the jump. Like, so like if I meet somebody, I let them know I'm not a one-to-one relationship kind of girl. You caught me in a different space in my life. Stick around long enough, maybe I'll switch. But 9 times out of 10, the person I'm dating is also not a one-to-one relationship kind of man, right? And it's a very transparent, very genuine, very honest, very open. Like, since I've decided that I want to be one to many,
Yeah.
um, which is technically polyamory, one to many, love
Mm-hmm.
more than one person. Oh girl, you and the cat. Look, I done started itching. I'm allergic and don't like them. Look, I didn't just looking at your little baby. So since then I've learned probably more about myself than I've ever, because you have to be honest with your partners, honest with yourself about what you want, what your desires are, and where you are in your life. And honestly, like some people be like, oh well, um, I'm gonna just I'm gonna supplement my relationship. Yes, I'm polyamorous and I'm gonna supplement my relationship with other people, but you can't control how your feelings evolve. Um, and it's not fair if you're not telling the other person that you're just supplemental. And so yeah, look at me.
Wow.
You done got all my business. Y'all done got all my business.
That's
And I
interesting.
keep saying that I'm gonna have like one of the guys that I date that lives in Florida come on. He's got the best. That's voice bay. Because baby, the voice he got. Listen. Um, I'm thinking about having him come on and we talk about, different types of relationship.
What that
I'm not even against dating someone who is one to one if they are okay with me being one to many. Um, and yeah,
Oh.
and that's the thing. Some people are. It's really weird though because they don't have they not that they don't, but they can't see more than your mind. And we're autonomous people, and I get to choose. You don't get to.
Yeah.
I'm not. You don't own me. There are no papers on me. Sorry. Like that's how it makes me feel when someone says
Yeah.
you're mine. No. Like so, and don't and just listen. So I'm gonna go back to when you said something about um people can love more than one person. You do realize when you love people, you love them for different reasons, right?
Right.
So like we love more than one person now. You love your twin, you love your husband, you love your daughter, you love your mother, right? You love your friends. You are
Yeah.
you have all these different relationships with them.
Mm-hmm.
They're not one is intimate, the rest of them are not. You have
Right.
all these different relationships with them, and so but you still love them. You have the capacity to love them. And so I'm saying that I'm not necessarily see, like she said, who said that? I'm territorial. I just saw it. I don't know. Maybe she deleted it.
I don't see it. No,
Yeah,
she
maybe
said most guys are territorial.
most guys, which is a trip. I have, so when I shared with my family and my friends, I don't know how we got here. This was about breakups. Okay. This was
We
about
here
breakups. How did we get here? We here now, right, Chloe? We here now. Which also says breakups are harder. Don't think that because I got somebody else that this breakup with one person won't still affect me. It's still gonna affect me. Imagine losing
now.
your two partners at the same time. Probably be
Right.
devastated in a ball. Like what?
So when you say you're in love with
Well,
two people.
I'm in love with one and I love
Okay, you
someone
love
else.
the other.
Yes.
Okay, I just was like, wow, that's a lot of love to give out.
But 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 don't think that that's not possible. One of them I've just had a longer relationship with than the other, right? And
Yeah.
so it's a different level of how I know them, how we interact, etc. One is locally and one is not. So it's a different interaction when you think of it. But it's a possibility because I'm open to it.
Yeah.
And you're loving people for who they are, right? So I love you. Not sometimes it's what they bring when it starts off. Because I remember when I started dating the first person, and they said that they were polyamorous, and I was just like, I'm just dating to be dating, I'm having a good time. I'm not trying to be tied down, and so that's why I was like, okay. And so I tell him now, I'd be like, yeah, I didn't think that I would be in this space with you. I didn't think I would like you like that. I thought I was just gonna have a good time. His feelings get hurt. Like he looked like he about to cry every time I say that. He'd be like, I can't believe that you would think that. And I said I had a very limited view of what polyamory is. And after doing a
Yeah.
lot of research and a lot of reading and a lot of watching and developing and sitting and thinking for myself and talking to God and talking to my ancestors and talking and talking and talking, I've realized that this right now for where I am in my life, this works. And I
That's
don't want
great.
nobody. I don't. How did Miss Creator says? How do you balance those relationships?
Right. I was about to say, I was just the one is enough.
Patience, understanding, schedules.
And you don't do you talk about one relationship with the other?
You can. It depends on what parameter you set. So one person I do talk about the other relationship with.
Hmm.
The other person I don't. Like it just feels like it came naturally because he was open about his relationship. And so, but I try not to share a lot because of the simple fact that I don't want you to make judgments. So it's very like vague or like, I'm definitely telling you if I'm going out on a date. I'm definitely telling you if I'm going out of town. I'm definitely expressing that, but I'm not giving like real details. Like
Yeah.
when we have sex, we do this.
Yeah. It's just very vague.
It's very vague. Yeah. I want to, because pillow talk is real, right?
Right.
And I'm what you call solo polyamorous. So I'm not nested. I'm not married. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So some people, when you hear people say they're polyamorous, they're nested. That means somebody lives with them. They're
Yeah.
married. Um, that's who they be. So I really move, everybody is autonomous, but I really move like a person who is her primary. I am my primary partner, me.
Oh,
So that's the difference. So if someone's nested, they may have a primary partner, but if they're nested, they can be like, no, I don't. We're not primary. They could,
right.
we two solo people that live together, but I'm my primary partner. So I'm my priority. That's why it fits very well for me. I don't have nobody that I'm sharing finances with. I don't have to tell you where I'm going, but I do because I care about you. So
Right.
I'm going to Florida from this day to this day. That kind of, I want you to be aware. And they care about me, so they want my well-being. What's
Right.
best for my well-being or whatever. Um
I
yeah.
like that for you. I feel like that fits you when you say it. Like
It
I
does.
feel the
For
energy.
now,
Yeah.
it's my energy. And I know people, I'm one of those people that don't care if people judge me. People judge everybody. If I was walking around told my Bible with one man and my skirt was down to my leg to the floor, they would judge me. All
Oh,
she do is talk to the Lord. Okay, that's what they would say. If I was walking around with a short skirt and mini man, they would be like, she a hoe. I'm for
yeah.
the street. That's all I would say. Sure, I'm gonna say that. You don't know me as a person, so you
Right.
wouldn't, you know, um, does one of your loves you're in love get better gifts than the other? No. The thing about it is each relationship stands on its own merit. So it's not a comparison, right? It's my
You just
relationship with you is with you. I'm focused on you. I value you for who you are. You are worthy, right?
yeah.
Same here. So no, it's no comparison. So if he gets a t-shirt and he gets I don't know, a MacBook, well, the reason he get a t-shirt is because that's what he likes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he
Yeah.
gets a
Yeah.
MacBook because he wouldn't, but
You wouldn't. I'm just add that in.
but I was just, trying to use an extreme example. Does poly only mean that the man has two women? No, Missy. And they don't necessarily be two women. So I date more than one person. I only like men, so I date different men. And I tell the men that I'm dating these men. And when things start to get serious is when I say, so now I'm considering this person as a partner versus this is just my friend. So no,
Yeah.
ma'am, it's not just the men. It's the women too. The women, I don't know if you guys follow on Instagram, it's a woman named Passion Jones. She is married and she has a husband and they have a boyfriend. Okay, now he, of course, the boyfriend I think is fluid, sexually fluid, But you have people that don't. That you have people that you are with two men and they don't have any interaction. They all live together as a triad. You've got quads, you've got triads, you've got single people. Yeah. Primary guy gets Gucci socks. Secondary gets Dollar Tree socks. He might be frugal, Miss Creative. And so you got to get him Dollar Tree socks. If he's frugal, you can't come in. He be talking about, why you spend all that money on these Gucci socks? I don't know. I don't know. Ben, I don't know if the husband is. I'm, only, even though we're in a group together, I don't know all of the dynamics of their relationship. But she is a gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous woman. Her man, but I was like, she can have anybody she wants.
I think that's so cool. I mentioned one time me and my husband were like, just talking. I was like, you were 2 wives, 2 girlfriends.
Ben named Icy. Girl, thank you. Because I sure was trying to figure that out. Like, what does that
say? Ben named Icy. This is why I don't pronounce no names. Ask my subscribers. They know that Chloe is not pronouncing no names because Chloe will badger a name in a second. Okay. But I asked my husband once, I said, you want 2 women? And he was like, no.
It'd be too much. It's a lot.
It's too much. Too much.
It's a lot of work. Like, you really have to be in tune with who you are to deal with any of this kind. Like, you have to be honest. That's one of the biggest things. I think that's the thing that made it appeal to me the most, is the honesty, the transparency. In the beginning, I was like, I don't know about this. This ain't for me. Like I was going back and forth with it. And I was just dating and having a good time. Like, I ain't gonna get serious. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Yes, Deja, I'm with you on that. So does it mean that you go with the flow? I don't know about going with the flow, because I still have expectations. I still have boundaries. I still have non-negotiables. So I'm not going, I'm not just going to go, I'm doing what's best for me, and it makes what feels good to me and what makes sense to me.
Right.
I remember a few years back, I talked about Monique and Monique being in an open relationship. And I thought that was the most absurd thing that you could possibly do. I've since changed my mind.
Monique, the comedian? Mm-hmm. Her husband in an open relationship? Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
Yeah. I remember thinking it was the most absurd, asinine thing. Why would you want to share your husband? Is what I remember distinctly, like saying. And I left it up. It's still up, and the reason it's still up is because people evolve, and the way we think evolves. Miss C, bisexual and transgenders too. Lord help us.
Girl.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry, Miss C. You are correct. Yeah, that means sexually fluid for me always means they do whatever makes them happy. So they bisexual. Yeah. So I think he's, sexually fluid. Sometimes not transgender people, transsexual people. Sometimes it's just bisexual. But, they got all these different types of sexual. Demi, pan, There's so many. I can't keep up.
Yeah. But I think
I don't know how you get me here, Chloe. What was you saying that made me start telling all my goddamn business?
I don't know.
What the hell? What the hell, Chloe?
We up here catching up on the
live. Like out loud, like 2 girlfriends having a conversation. Y'all, excuse me while I make sure my battery don't die.
But I think that's so interesting. I also think that is very cool. I think that, like you said, people definitely need to just do what makes them happy.
What makes you happy,
right? And like, I would never be open to a relationship with someone else. I may want to dibble and dabble in a threesome here and there, but I would never do anything like actually and have another relationship, like another. I can't. Like,
I understand.
All the love goes to me. Okay. The actual emotion of love is all mine.
Yeah. I understand. I understand. It's not for everybody. Having a full-on relationship. So there are several people who are married. that have girlfriends, several girlfriends, several boyfriends. I know of one couple who has a girlfriend, she has a boyfriend, and she doesn't say he's my boyfriend. She says he is my other significant other. She makes sure to carve time out for him, specifically for him, so that he feels valued, cared for, and loved in the way that he needs to. And it works for them.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Girl.
Look at me like, yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Whatever works for
Yeah.
you.
I
Whatever
feel like
works
if
for
it makes you happy, so
you. Do
be it. But I can change my mind. So in 2 years, if I tell y'all, yo, I'm back in the one-to-one relationship, I'm getting married. No, we're not living in my house. We moving to a central location because I'm not going to do that. Don't listen. Don't come for me, but you can because I'm just going to laugh and be like, I changed my mind. Okay. I don't think I will. I don't think
You
I
don't
will.
think so? Because you experienced that already.
Yeah. I don't think
And
I
now
will.
you
It makes me happy. It's hard. And I'm gonna just tell y'all, what about jealousy? It's still real. You still have to process your emotions about jealousy, about them having other relationships. You have to ask tough questions, especially if you are being intimate with them. You need to ask tough questions. Are you
Yeah.
guys having barrier sex? Can you show me your test? Like, you have to have conversations that are uncomfortable for a lot of people. And I'm in
Yeah.
a space where I can talk about anything. You want to what? You want to know? Like what?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm happy. I
That's
think
good.
yeah, I think this whole season, even before this, I've been the happiest in my life. I am having a little bit of setbacks right now because my aunt died from COVID last year in November, and it's my favorite aunt, and it fucked me up. So I'm working through that kind of emotion right now. So yeah, barrier sex, condoms, dental dams, barrier. Non-barrier sex means you're fluid bonding.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And have I told my children? Yeah. Yeah, I'm coming. Yeah. We got time. It's at 5:30. Where's your brother? He can come in and change his clothes. Like, they're coming in making lots of noise.
Because we done jumped all the way
home. Thank you.
Because we literally been up here for almost 2 hours. You know that, right?
Have we? I feel like we have. And I told myself, let me make it for 3-6. Close this baby so it's not loud.
Yeah.
So that we can have the full 2 hours. I know we would be like 2 hours. I didn't think we would be an hour.
No, I didn't think so either.
We should probably do this every quarter, once a quarter, get on here and chit chat. I think
we
that
just have conversation, right?
Just have a conversation. And we can start off with a topic, but it always and see where it goes. Like, I feel like anytime I go on the live anyway, it always starts off with one thing, and
we start, giving out like, different experiences and things like that. And I enjoy this so much.
I do. But you know how I feel about you, Chloe. Like, I heart you so much. Like, yeah. If somebody asked me, can you recommend? It would be first Chloe and Darlene. Them are my go-tos. Then I throw in Sakina, and then it's J-Dub. Like, so
yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, no, I can't. And then these are who I said are reviewers who review by themselves, right? But then you got I Love August Love Story and Jack and Glenn. Like, these are all the people that I watch. Yeah, the time does fly.
It flies really fast, really, really fast. I'm like, wow, I didn't realize it was that late. I was supposed to be finished taking notes for Married at First Sight.
Right. But I told myself, because tomorrow's my regular day off, I do a 980. Then I'm gonna watch it tonight, and it's gonna be up tomorrow, so that on Saturday I could put up Ready to Love. I'm finished to get my whole life together with these reviews. Okay.
I felt that energy. I felt it come through the screen, girl.
You feel it? My whole life together. I'm back to working out, eating right. Got a little therapist and everything. So things is working out. They working out.
Yes. You gonna put a ring on it?
Is it coming out? When
March.
is it coming out?
Next month.
I don't know.
Do it.
Do it good. Okay, never mind.
I always be like, I don't know if I'm going to do it, and then I always do it, and then like moving like the numbers, like I don't know. I say go for it. Just go
What
for
happens is I get so bored with stuff and I be like, oh, it's time to review that.
it.
Like watching Married at First Sight, I'd be like, when I'm watching it, I'm excited, but getting ready to that whole hour and a half with the commercials and all that 2 hours, I'd be like, I can't, this ain't it. This
That's
ain't
why.
it.
That's literally why I stopped because remember when I first started, I used to do it right away, right away. But it started to become unenjoyable, and so now I have to give myself time to process, to actually, watch it again, take the notes and record, and I just stop putting pressure on myself,
Mm-hmm.
because it gets unenjoyable when you have to watch it repeatedly and then you talk
And
about
you're
it
watching
again.
it twice.
Mhm.
You're
Yeah,
watching it with your rants, and then you're watching it again for your notes.
yeah, because I used to watch just for my notes and it was different. But now I'm watching it with everyone. We have our live chat. We're watching together. We're talking. And then the next day I'm going to work and I got to take the notes and I got to come home, record it, and then do Ready to Love, open chat, then open. And so I'll be like, I'm not even putting that pressure on myself.
Yeah.
I set my days in my brain how I'm going to do it and I'm just going with the flow.
Yeah. And the good thing is though, like for me, I be editing a lot of the stuff I say out because mine be long. And so I'm trying to, number one, it's because my bad mouth is bad and I be saying
Put
stuff.
them up.
Yeah. I don't know. And then I'm actually looking down at notes. So sometimes there's like spaces in between the two couples, or I don't know. Some of the stuff I say is so inappropriate that I'd be like,
You get a Patreon, put it over there.
give me a Patreon and put it over there. Maybe finally do my membership and put it in there.
Yeah, because that's what I was thinking about doing, like uh unlisted for memberships. I want to start doing like little like streams and stuff because technically it's
Like
unlisted.
this
So
would have been a
YouTube.
great stream for your unlisted membership because they all my business is out now.
Oh
We could have had all the tea. This would have been
yeah,
all the tea.
right. We could, because when you do it unlisted just for your members, you can have that space. I want to stream and do stuff like that. And I'm just saying, like, you could be your authentic self for your members,
For your members, where you
right?
get
Because
all the
they love
cursing and
you.
the not in unpolitically correct information, the stuff that I be saying, even though sometimes it's not how I feel, it's just how I express myself.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I just be like, you can't say that because that's not what you think about people, but that's how you express yourself because you old school, you a Gen X, so you just say whatever, even though that's not how I feel. So
Yeah, that was like, put that, use it. You already did it, so take that content and put it over there, girl. They'll
I
love
like
it.
it. I like
Mhm.
it. I sure appreciate you having me. Thank you so much.
You know, you. And plus, I've been trying to find a way for us to get together, and then I felt like this is your realm, right? Like,
Yeah,
wife coach.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I was like, this is perfect for us to
yeah.
at least have, something that doesn't involve TV, because that's overbearing sometimes. So
It's a
that's a
lot.
nice conversation. Um, but yeah, that's it. You guys make sure y'all go over to Talisa Rae, subscribe if you're not subscribed, okay? And
Thank
if
you.
you're catching a playback, make sure you go over to Talisa Rae and subscribe if you're not subscribed, okay? Leave me some yellow hearts if you don't want to comment, and leave some sunshines for Talisa Rae, okay?
Hey, come on. Yes.
Um,
Yes.
yeah, I always say, if you don't want to comment, just leave me some yellow hearts, let me know you was here, okay? And leave some suns, let Talisa know that you were
I'm gonna have
here.
to steal that. Be like, leave some sunshine because you were red sunshine because you don't want to comment. I'm gonna have to say that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
because a
steal
lot
it
of people watch and not comment.
and not comment. Lots of people
Mhm.
watch, and it's always a uh unbalanced number. You be having like
Yeah.
5,000 views and 200 comments, and half those
Yeah,
comments be your replies. So
yeah. Um, but yeah, thanks for hanging out so much with us. Tell them your YouTube, Instagram, all that stuff again, just in case anyone
just
didn't
in
catch it in the
case you
beginning.
didn't catch it, you can find me everywhere at Talisa Rae. Here on YouTube, it's just Talisa Rae, just how you see it here on the screen.
Instagram.
Um, on Instagram, it's I am Talisa Rae. I do have a website if you want a discovery call for wife coaching. And wife coaching means life coaching, mainly for women to help them have healthy, successful relationships as defined by you. See how I define mine? However, you define yours, with no judgment, with trust all of that. Yes, Nay, you're gonna get snowfall reviews. Oh my God, how you gonna come in here and do that like that, Nay? Like, I don't understand. How you gonna put me on blast like that, Nay? Oh my God. uh, listen, on Sunday, I will be selling my journal. It's $25 for an actual hard copy and $12 for a digital. Come on through. If you get a hard copy, I'm sending you a little special gift to go along with it. So yeah, that's how you find me. And before you get out of here, make sure you're liking and subscribing this video on the replay, the playback, whatever you call it, this video, because Chloe is lit.
Please do, please do, please do. But y'all, thank y'all so much for hanging out with us. I hope that something we said or talked about really can help someone out. And I hope that you guys just enjoyed the talk, in general. And we're gonna do this again in a couple of weeks or so when we can find the time again and our, universes click again. We'll be back. We'll be back. And then maybe we could get Darlene and we could do our Married at First Sight. We could bring it full circle one more time.
Oh, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
Yeah. All right, you guys, we're up out of here. Peace.